Good evening, students. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Python video lesson number 15. In previous lesson, that is Python video lesson number 14, we studied some of the example Python program to explain how we can manipulate string data type. In this lesson also, we will study some more example program to explain usage of the string object. First, we will study we are having one string. In that string, how many vowels as well as how many consonants are there. Already we know very well alphabets A, E, I, O, U. Either it is a capital letter or small letter. They are called as vowels. Remaining thing, for example, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. These are called as consonant. We know very well. So we have to write one program which is used to find how many vowels and how many consonants in the given string. We have to write one program which is used to get how many numbers of vowels as well as consonant in a given string. That's very simple. First, we have to declare one variable. Assume I am having here success. By seeing it, you can easily find out U and E. That is, two vowels are there. S, C, C, again S, S. So totally 5 consonants are there. So here I have to declare one with two variables, that is V and C. Both assumed 0, 0. That is V is for number of vowels, C for number of consonant. Now I initialize with 0, 0. Then we have to find out. We have to go for one for loop for CH in STR. That means STR1. Now initially STR1 contains success. In CH, S will be assigned. Okay. Now we got to declare one more variable, str2 equal to AEIOU as well as capital AEIOU. If CH in str2, then B should be equal to incremented by 1. Else C will be incremented by 1. That's all. Now print V comma C. That's all. So I'll explain to you. STR1 is assigned with one string, that is success. STR2 is assigned with one more string that contains vowels, either capital letter as well as small letter. AEIOU, AEIOU. V and C. V is also assigned with 0. C also assigned with 0. This is one for loop. So CH in STR1. So initially CH will be assigned with S. Now CH contains S. Yes, this is in is a membership operator. CH in STR2. CH contains S. STR2 is AEIOU, again AEIOU. This condition gives false because S is not available in STR2. Okay, so then this condition is false. This block will be executed. That is, now S is a constant. So constant number of the constants will be incremented. Initially C is 0. Now C plus equal to 1. Now C is assigned with number 1. Again CH will be assigned with U. Now U is a vowel. U, CH contains U in STR2. So STR2 is AEIOU. So it is available. Now this condition becomes true. Now V will be incremented by 1. So that means initially V is 0. 0 plus equal to 1. Now V becomes 1. So that means whenever CH contains consonant, C will be incremented by 1. Whenever CH contains vowel, that is A, E, I, O, U, this condition becomes true. Then V will be incremented. That's all. After last statement, after last execution, that is S, U, C, C, E, S, S. At last, CH will be assigned with the last S. Condition false. C incremented by 1. Then after that, the for loop exit, it comes out. So at last, where here print V, comma C. V contains number of the vowels, C contains number of the consonants. That's all. Now I will write one Python program to find out number of the vowels as well as consonant in the given string. So here str1 you can get from the user using input statement. Enter any string. You can type whatever string, success, computer, education, selvam, whatever text you want, you can give it here. But str2 should be assigned with A, E, I, O, U as well as capital letter A, E, I, O, U. Then we have to declare two variables V, comma C. Both should be initially 0. Now we have to do one for loop. CH in str2, sorry, str1. If CH in str2, here V should be incremented by 1. Else C should be incremented by 1. Then at last print, we can use format function here. Contains vowels and consonants. Here dot, that should be format. So we have to specify 3 curly bracket we are using. We have to specify 3 variables. One is str1, comma, then V, comma, C, close bracket, at last one more close bracket. So I will go through this. str1 is assigned with, assume str1 is assigned with success. str2 is assigned with AEIOU, again AEIOU. Both are 0. CH is assigned with yes. CH in AEIOU. So condition false. C will be incremental. Then CH will be assigned with U. U in str2. Condition true. V will be. So that's good. I will save the program and then I will execute. So here I am giving success. It shows error. We will see. So this bracket is error. This should be a curly bracket, not square bracket. Doing success. See here, success contains 2 vowels and 5 consonants. This curly bracket will be replaced by str1. str1 is success. these curly brackets will be replaced by B. B contains number 2. And this curly bracket is replaced by number C, that is 5. So STR1 is assigned with success. AEIOU. CH is assigned with yes. Yes in STR2, condition false, then C will be incremented by 1. Next time CH is assigned with U in STR2, so condition true, V is incremented. This process done. What will happen if you are giving capital letter? Actually, we are giving computer. So it contains 1, 2, 3 vowels. So computer contains 3 vowels and 5 consonants. O, P, E, okay. C, M, P, 3, 4, 5. So that's also correct. So next we will study about one more new concept that is called as model. So model is a file which contains Python functions. So model is a file which contains Python functions. Why it is now needed? See, in this program, we are using print. In addition to that, in some other program, we are using input as well as print, as well as string object, type function, int function. These are the functions already declared in one model. We are not writing any program for print, as well as input, int, type. Who developed Python program? Already we know Guido van Rossum. While creating a Python program, he created one model that is called as built-in model. Into the built-in model, he write the definition for the functions. Most probably we are using in our program. That means input, print, as well as int, as well as type. Like this, these functions are written in the built-in model. So if you want to use one program, input as well as print and then int, type these functions. So we don't need to write any definition for the function. So what about the function that we will study in the later class? Now we are going to study about model. So default model is double underscore built-in. Again double underscore. This is the default model. Now this model means it is a file, it contains many Python functions. Built-in is a one model which contains many functions such as print, input, int, as well as type. Like this, so many functions are contained in the built-in function. In your program, if you want to use any one of these functions, no need to include built-in. In addition to that, there are so many models are there. One is sys, another one is OS. Like this, so many models are there. If you want to use any functions available in sys as well as OS, we have to import the model in our program. Import sys. Import sys. So now sys contains one function. That function is read. Now we are going to study about the read function. What is the usage of read function? So read function is used to get multi-line multi-line string. This is our work. So just assume we have to write one program to get more than one line as a input. Until now, we are using input statement to get input from the user. With the help of input function, can be used to get string, one line string only from user. Whereas read function can be used to get multi-line function, multi-line string from user. Once I like to, so the difference between input and read is input function can be used to get one line string from the user, whereas read can be used to get multi-line string from the user. So here this read function is available under sys model, whereas input is available under built-in model. In built-in, whereas read is available in sys. In our program, if you want to use input, no need to import built-in. It is a default model. It is assumed the built-in is there. Whereas in our program, if you want to use read, we have to import sys model. We have to import sys model. Now we will write one program to get input from the user. That is multi-line text. First we'll see getting in multi-line input, multi-line string from the user using input statement. Just assume str1 equal to input. Now we are using input. Enter multi-line string. So I like to print str1. First I will save it. I just run the program. I just give only one line. You will see now it's working properly, no need to worry. Now I want to give more than one line, that is multi-line text. I love Chennai. I press enter for multi-line. Now it shows directly output. You don't wait for the next line. So it is considered input statement or input function which is available in built-in model can be used to get only one line text or one line string, not for multi-line string. But our aim is we have to get input multi-line string from the user. In this case, we have to use read function. So if in our program we want to use read function, so you have to import sys. Sys is a model. Sys is a model which contains read function. Now we have to get, first we'll put print enter multi-line string. Then str1 should be equal to sys dot standard input dot read. Likewise, we have to place. So read does not contain prompt, whereas input contains prompt. So now this print is available in built-in model. No need to import built-in model. It is default model. Whereas read is available in sys model. If you want to use read function, you have to import sys model. So print is displayed as it is, enter multi-line string. Since read is there, the read always wait just like a input to get the input from the user. So whatever you type, that will be stored into str1. Then print is there. Content of the str1 will be displayed. Now we will see. First I typing I love Chennai. I put enter. Again it waits for the user input. If the program is not closed, it is wait for the user input. Why? We are giving read. Read is used to get multi-line string. I love Tamil Nadu. Again enter. I love India. Again enter. Now consider we typed everything. That is all the text what we want to type. That is multi-line text we type. That is end of the text reached. How we can inform we reach the end of the text? Control D. Both keys should be pressed. CTRL plus D. Both keys should be pressed. That is the end of the line. Control D. CTR plus D. D for doctor. You have to press it. Then after pressing Control D, it is assumed read function considered. We reach the end of the input. Whatever you type before Control D, that will be stored into str1. Now str1 contains I love Chennai in next line. It is assumed wherever I press enter, /n is there. We studied about the escape character /n. It is wherever press enter, it is assumed we are giving /n. So I love Chennai /n. I love Tamil Nadu /n. I love India /n. These are will be stored into str1. Then print str display. I love Chennai. I love Tamil Nadu. I love India. That's all. So now we learn usage of read function. So read functions is used to get the input, that is multi-line string from the user. Now syntax of read. Very simple. It should be variable equal to sys dot standard in dot read. Then CTRL plus D is used to end of input, end of user input. Okay. Now I like to teach you one more program by using this read function. Our aim is we have to write one program which is used to find number of the characters, number of the words, number of the lines in the given multi-line string. So we have to get multi-line string with the help of read function from the user. And then we have to find how many characters are there, how many words are there, how many lines are there. This is what we have to find out. So assume we are import sys. Then str1 equal to sys dot standard in dot read. We are giving one multi-line string. Just like I love Chennai, I love India, I love Tamil Nadu. So now str1 contains multi-line string. Okay. From this string, we have to find out. From this string, we have to find out how many characters are there, how many words are there, how many lines are there. So we have to declare three variables here: chars as well as words, then lines. All are assigned with 0. all are assigned with 0. Chars, words, lines. This chars for number of characters, number of words, number of lines. Now ch in str1. Okay, str assume str1 contains I love Chennai, I love Tamil Nadu, I love India. Initially ch contains I. Okay, now we are getting one character that should be incremented by 1. Then if ch equal to one blank space, that means after I we are giving one blank space. In between the words we are giving one blank space. Blank space represent we are giving one word. That means I space love. Whenever blank space comes, we are giving one word. Then word should be incremented by 1. Then one more thing, elif. If ch contains /n, consider I love Chennai. After I love Chennai, I am giving enter. This enter is considered as /n. Then we are finishing one word that should be incremented by 1. In addition to that, we are finishing one lines also plus equal to 1. Okay, so that's all. At last, we can put printf chars, comma, words, comma, lines. That's all, very simple. We can check it out. str1 is assigned with I love, I space, love space, Chennai, enter. I space, love space, Tamil Nadu, and then enter. I space, love space, India. So all three variables are assigned with 0. Initially ch contains I. So character is incremented by 1. ch I is not blank, condition false. ch is I not equal to /n, again condition false. So character only incremented. Next one, blank space is there. Now ch contains blank space. Character blank fills also a one character. Character is incremented by 1. Now chars contains 2. Space equal to space. This condition true. So word is incremented by 1. Now char is 2. Word is 1. Space is not equal to /n. This will not execute. Then after that, just like love space India. After that, after Chennai, I space love space Chennai, I am pressing enter. Enter means /n. Then enter is also one character. Character will be incremented by 1. /n is not equal to blank. Word is not include. It comes here. This level. So word will be incremented. As well as line also now incremented. At last, chars, words, lines will be displayed. Now I will write one program which explains how we can find number of the character, number of the words, number of the line from the multi-line string. First, we have to import this because we have to get multi-line string. To get multi-line string, we have to use read function. Read function is available in sys model. Then str1 equal to sys dot standard in dot read. Sys is a model. Standard in is a submodel. Before that, we have to give one prompt. So we are getting str1 equal to 7. Now str contains I space love space Chennai, enter I space love space Tamil Nadu, enter I space love space India, just like. Now we have to use one function. Before that, we have to declare for three variables chars equal comma words comma lines. All are assigned with 0. Here CHN str1 chars should be incremented by 1. Whatever may be the character, either alphabets or space as /n. Now CH is taken with space. Then word should be incremented by 1. L if CH contains /n, whenever you put enter, it is assumed we are giving /n. That is escape character. Word also should be incremented by 1. Then line also should be incremented by 1. Assume if I am giving I space love space Chennai and then enter. After Chennai, that is end of the line, we are not giving space. Then it is assumed we are giving one line as well as one word. Okay. So after I am giving one space. That is one word. After love, I am giving one space. That is one more word. After Chennai, I am just put enter, not giving space. That is why we are giving one more word as well as one more line. So both should be included here. Now we can print number of characters, comma, chars. Similarly, print number of words, print number of lines. We will save the program and then we can run the program. See it here. So I like to type I space love Chennai. That means I is a one character, space is a second character, but word will be incremented by 1. Then L is a third character, 4, 5, 6. This is 7th character. So word should be 2. So after Chennai, I'm not giving any space. Simply put enter. Now word will be 3, line will be 1. Then I love Tamil Nadu. Like this, I continue. I love India. After enter, I put Control D to enter the input. So see here, number of the character is 45, number of the words is 9, number of the line is 3. So here 3 slash and putting 1, 2, 3, 3 lines. Word is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So character means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Likewise, we have to count it. So character will be 15. Like this, 45 characters is there. So if you have any doubt, we can go through for only one line. I love Chennai. I put enter and then Control D. So number of the line is 1, number of the word is 3, number of the character is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. At last one blank enter is there. That is 15. So totally 15 characters are there. So today I stopped here itself. Today we studied about some of the example program to explain string object. In addition to that, we studied about import as well as model. So model is a file which contains so many Python functions. Normally print, input, int, type, these are the functions. These are the functions are available in built-in model. By default, all our Python program import built-in model. So no need to import manually. If you want to import any other functions not available in built-in, we have to import. For example, sys is a SYS. Sys is a one model. It contains read function. If you want to use read function in your program, it is necessary to import sys as a first line. That means whatever functions available in sys, you can use it. So here we are using only read function. Like this function read, there are so many functions available in sys that we will study about the coming classes. No need to worry about this one. So import sys. Then str1 equal to sysf model. Inside the sys, one submodel is there, that is standard in dot read. The difference between input and read is, with the help of input, we can get only one line text, not multi-line text. Whereas read is used to get multi-line text. So how we can inform the compiler? We are giving end of the input. That is also very simple. Control plus D you have to press. That's all. So today I stopped here itself. I hope all of you enjoyed this lesson. We will study a little bit more in the coming lesson. Thank you, students. Bye-bye.